guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I've been helping others there since 2005. Today is Tuesday, January 29th, 2018. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading or have your energy balanced, find out more about me or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, to please rate it. I know I was gone for a couple weeks, and by all accounts, I probably don't have enough time to do this one either, but I thought I can't be gone again, so here I am. Hello. Life is just getting real busy around here. That's the only excuse I've got, and I'm working on my time management skills so that I can continue to do this every Monday like I like to do. All right, so what else is going on? I added onto the out-of-body ecstasy site where I have my intuitive readings. I added back in the specialty readings that I used to have on gypsyadvice.com. I've had many people over the last, how long has it been, 10 years, ask me if I would please, for the love of Pete, put those readings back on, and I finally decided, let's put the readings back on. So they're all back on there. The soul-to-soul reading, the full-scale readings, where those readings are huge, depending on which one you get. You have the tiny full-scale reading that has 4 items, but there's still a lot of info there. And then you have the in-depth one on the other end. It's long. I just wrote one up the other day, and it was 9 pages. So, I mean, there's a lot of info in there, and you get to ask me questions too. So that's added back on there. Last Friday I had a migraine, so I wasn't able to do Soul to Soul, which kind of pissed me off. So I put forward the Soul to Soul episode supposed to have last Friday to this Friday, and I'll be talking about love connections, and of course I will be taking people's calls, and so please join in between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio. I am also, for the first time in 15 years, that's kind of a chunk of time, I am putting together an OBE group course. Right now it's in beta mode, which means I'm working on it, and the people who are going to take it are going to give me feedback. But this is the first one I've done in 15 years. And with this course, the OBE course, which, if you don't know what that means, it's out-of-body ecstasy, which is telepathic sex, dream sex, and astral sex, which, of course, in order to do that, you need to be able to telepathic communication or connect, lucid dreaming, and then astral travel. I cover all 6 areas. With the beta, you will have my help. I am deeply involved with this course. When the course is finished, and it's about 11-12 weeks long, when the course is finished, then when I take everyone's feedback and I redo the course where needed, and I put it up on a website, those who have taken the beta course still get access to the regular course. But with the regular course, you don't get my help unless you pay extra. So, if you want my help with OBE, and it's really not that expensive, the beta is only $100. It's a 12-week course, and you have me helping you. The information is going to be below in the show's notes, and it starts this weekend, February 2nd. So if you'd like to be on board, I do still have a few slots left. Please chime in sooner rather than later. Send me an email, PM me on one of the social media sites, and I'll send you out an invoice ASAP. All right, so I think I covered everything, every type of announcement I wanted to make. We're going to do the Oracle card overview for the week of the 29th, starting today as opposed to yesterday. We're going to be using the Gateway cards by Denise Lynn. For those of you who live in the Midwest, I'm sure, especially if you're in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, someplace like that, you're already bracing for the extreme coldness we're going to be having, or you're probably already having. If you have animals, please, for the love of God, do not leave them outside. If you have animals that need to go outside potty, like my dogs, don't open the door and just let them out, then go do something and let them back in, because they're going to freeze very fast, their poor little paws. So make sure you stand there and pay attention. If you walk your dog, make sure the dog and you are as bundled up as you can, and make it a very short walk. It's going to be brutal. Chicago's -47 for the next few days. It's insane. And we won't have school. There's no way that we'll have school Wednesday or Thursday, which is fine by me. I don't want to go out there. My car's probably not even going to start. You know, my poor baby, she doesn't like the cold weather. You know, she's still 2000 Cavalier, so she's kind of up there in age, and I think her bones just kind of ache. Ache when it gets this cold. My son and I actually have been talking about moving. You know, I've always wanted to go to California, but after the last, you know, with all the fires, everything that's happened out in poor California lately, I've been rethinking California. I'm not saying never, but I want to move out of Ohio, and so does Kyle. So we're going to hopefully go to Myrtle Beach. I have my sister and her family live there, and I figure that's a good place to go, and then branch off from there if we so desire. But it's not going to be till 2020, because we're going to save money in order to move. They move all these animals, right? Got to buy an RV in order to move everybody. All right, that said, let's pick 3 cards. Let's see what's happening for this week. I know when I did my coffee with Allie, with the VIP supporters yesterday, there's a lot of energy that's causing us to cocoon. And I don't necessarily mean it's not cold. It's not because of the cold, although I do believe the cold's part of it. But it's more about really just protecting ourselves this week. All right, so 3 cards we've got. Well, these cards kind of go about with what I was just saying. The first one we've got, see it right here. It is, I forgot the name of it. Oh, that's right. Proceeding softly. See if you can see it on the camera. Probably not. Your inner power grows in moments of quietude. So you're not going to want to be a bull in a china shop this week. You're going to want to take your time, proceed with caution, be mindful of the steps you're taking, be aware of the words you're using this week. It's just tread lightly. Doesn't mean anything bad's going to happen if you don't. It's just if you want to accomplish something, if you want to get your point across to people this week, you've got to go softly, okay? And taking moments to yourself, you know, this card is showing, take moments to yourself, and it's okay to sit down and have a cup of tea and read a book. It's okay to, you know, sequester yourself in the bathroom with the shower on and, you know, catch something on Netflix. Not in the shower, though, outside the shower. But, you know, catching small moments. It's okay to do that. All right? Now, we also need to, this week, listen with our heart and trust the messages we receive from our hearts. Many times our heart gets so broken that we have a very difficult time listening to the messages it keeps trying to tell us. And our heart gets messages from our soul. So we have to listen, and proceeding softly with what is it? Moments of quietude. When you're in quiet, we can listen to our heart better. If we have a lot of noise around us, it's very difficult to listen to what our soul and our heart is trying to tell us. Okay, so this seems to be a quiet week, right? And then last is sharing of yourself. Be generous. Okay. I don't know why the camera can't focus in on this. I am an incredibly generous being, is what the card is saying. And that's what you need to be this week. You need to be giving of others. If somebody needs help, you step in and try to help. Okay? Energy-wise and card-wise, this just seems to be a week that we shouldn't be making anything, you know, nothing big. No big oofs. We go soft, we listen to our heart, And if we see somebody in need, we try to do our best to help them. Now, of course, if somebody's in need, they need money, say they're broke, maybe don't have any money to give them, that's fine, but maybe you can help them another way. You can help them maybe find an extra job, or if you know food pantry, direct them to the food pantry, or to another place that may help them with their electric or their rent or their mortgage. Okay, there's other things you can do for a person who doesn't have money to help them survive. Or if somebody has a broken heart, share of yourself and listen to them. Let them get it off their chest. You don't necessarily have to offer advice, but listen. That is helpful. That is sharing of yourself. So guys, this week, the energy is just no big forward movements should be going on this week. More time for quiet, more time for listening to yourself, listening to your heart, and to be of service to others. Okay, so that is the cards this week, and which brings me down to the topic, which is inviting soulmates into your dreams. Our soulmates and our twin flame come to us quite regularly into our dreams, and we go into theirs. We don't necessarily always, request that they show up. We don't mean for them to show up, and they don't mean for us to show up, but since we are so connected soul-wise, we automatically show up. But there are times, even when you automatically show up or they automatically show up, there are times when you want to know that they're coming in. Instead of showing up like once every 6 months, or somebody shows up once a year, maybe on your birthday, in your dreams. If you want somebody, a soul that's close to you, to come on in and say, hey, in your dreams, there are ways to do that. And we go more in depth in this in the OBE class, by the way. So, inviting soulmates into your dreams. So you want them there on purpose. All right? You don't need to know who the soulmate is. You don't need to know their name. You don't need to know their gender or where they're located in the world, or even if they're alive, they could be a guide. All you need to know or have is the desire to have them in your dreams. Okay? So, once you have the desire, what do? You lay down and get ready for bed. And as you're falling asleep, you have to imagine yourself walking in an area that is pleasant for you, that brings, happy memories, that's calming. For me, it's walking through the forest on a path towards a beach. For me, that's where I find the most comfort, and it kind of chills me out, and it makes me happy. So, just be thinking about soulmates, the concept of soulmates, the fact that they are a close soul connection to you for eternity, which is a long time if you haven't really thought about it. And as you're walking down this path of wherever it is for you, just kind of meander. Meander down the path, take in the scene around you. You may have guides show up. You may have angels show up. You may have the deceased show up. One of your soulmates may pop up on this dream as you're going down the path and falling asleep. As you're working your way down the path, as you're thinking, soulmates, I want to see a soulmate in my dream tonight, and you're walking the path, okay? The end game is, as you're walking the path, you're going to be put to sleep. Depending on what kind of day you have, the path can be short, or the path can, last 5 to 10 minutes, maybe half an hour. But you have to keep yourself on the path, thinking about soulmates, and that you want them to come to you in your dreams at night. Okay? And that's what you think about. And take note of anything or anybody you see along the way, because 8 out of 10 times somebody will pop up. It could even be an animal guide that shows up. But somebody always shows up. You may not see them because they'll be off in the distance, but anyways. So, as you are walking down the path, you're going to get to at some point, the end, because you're going to be asleep. And as you fall asleep, you're already consciously aware that you want to bring a soulmate or soulmates into your dream. When you step into your dream, that means when you fall asleep, a soulmate or two, or your twin flame, depending on who you're thinking about, should be there to say, hey. Now, right when you fall asleep, it's not always that easy to remember what happens when you wake up right when you fall asleep, because there's such a big time between when you fall asleep and when you wake up. You kind of forget those things. So as you're dreaming, you can set an alarm clock for, I don't know, I'd say 40 minutes or so. So when you fall asleep, you'll wake up in 40 minutes, and it'll be easier for you to remember who was there when you entered your dream. And I would hope you would have a pen and paper or a journal or something next to your bed so you can wake up and write what you can remember down. And if you don't want to set an alarm, I don't set an alarm anymore, because I don't be woken up, because it pisses me off. I just want to sleep until the end. When you get to the end and your alarm goes off, or you wake up naturally, whatever you do, the first thing you want to do, don't talk to the animals, don't grab your phone, none of that. You want to grab that journal or piece of paper and something to write with, and you want to jot down every single thing you remember. Because even if you don't remember on the onset that there was a soulmate or two in there, you jot stuff down and you think about what you jotted down during the day. And as you don't obsess over it, but as you think about it during the day, Felix, more images and more feelings of them will pop up. It's not necessarily their face may not pop up, maybe their body will pop up, or their eyes will pop up, or just energy they transmit when they're around you, how you feel, those feelings when they're there, that may pop up. But you want to write everything down. And the more you do this, night after night after night, the easier it gets, because everything takes practice. Okay? This isn't social media. You can't dial in for your soulmate and all of a sudden they pop up. The easier it gets, and the more you put yourself in for dream recall, trying to remember what happened, the easier that gets too, and the more you do remember. But it takes practice. Now, two things I have found that help with dreams and help to attract in soulmates or twin flame. One is mugwort, kind of stinky. You can drink it as a tea before you go to sleep. It's very bitter, so I would add honey or something to that, most certainly. Or you can burn it, but make sure, of course, the incense, it's no longer burning before you fall asleep. Or you can stick it in a little piece of cloth or a sachet, some mugwort, and sew it all up and stick it in your pillow. So those three things will help you attract soulmates, twin flame, and help you with the lucid dreaming, getting to find them and remember about them. And if you don't want to use mugwort, fade in quartz crystal, that's usually my go-to. Of course I don't have it on me right here, but a fade in quartz is a quartz crystal, and when you look at it, there's like a white thread that goes through it. That helps you connect and to remember better when it comes to dreaming. All right. Okay. So that's very, very basic. There's much more you can do to get much more involved in, but I don't have time for that right now in this short Ask Allie. If you want to be part of the OBE beta, let me know. Sooner the better, so we can get you in, and we can get you inviting soulmates into your dreams, get you astral traveling to visit them, or getting you to telepathically connect to them. All right? So here we are at the end. Thank you for joining me here at Ask Allie. If you like this episode, please rate it and tell your friends. And in case no one told you today, you're awesome. I love you. Have an incredible week, and I hope I will catch you again next Monday. Bye, guys.